we're starting in 2021. This is the sale video of Gusty. So this is not me riding, this is before we got him. So my trainer went down and got him. The day she got him, it was really windy, so she never got to test ride him because it was too windy and dangerous, I guess. But he got his name from that, so Gusty, because of a gusty wind. Here she's getting on in an arena. And in this, we actually noticed after we got him that they never showed his walk to trot transition, which plays a part in later what we found out about him. He's got a pretty good backup and movement, I guess you could say, but when we got him, he was pretty stiff in his legs. I cut the video so the whole video would be shorter, but his sale video shows a lot more of the transitions and riding. Okay, and then tacking up, he was really good seeming for tacking up, and he didn't look like he had gotten drugged, so that was good. Also, sorry that it is in like portrait, the video. I don't know how it did that, but I don't want to re-edit it, so we're gonna watch it like that. He wasn't cinchy or anything, which is good, and then here she's just showing him picking up all his feet. And then here he's getting bridled, which he was very good at, and he's still very good at, which I'm kind of surprised because if you look in his mouth, he's got a giant scar going across it, which we realized once we got him. So at some point in his life he has had very bad bits or an accident. And then here's the first time meeting him. I didn't actually know he was mine until Christmas. This is my first ride, which my trainer has not ridden him before we got him, so we didn't know he was like. I didn't get him until Christmas, so I thought he was just another lesson horse that I was trying out for her, which is what they told me. And then here he's eating snow, which it was very snowy, so we couldn't do a whole lot of riding because it was too snowy and it was just balling up at his feet. And then these are pictures of Christmas Eve 2021 where we did a Christmas parade, kind of just some lesson kids and me and my trainer. So it wasn't official, but he was very good, except for he did kind of want to trot the whole time. In this video you can kind of see he is trying to trot. He's on the furthest, I'm in the blue jacket, he's furthest away. Right there you can see. But otherwise he was very good. And this was also either the second time or one of the first times I rode him. Okay, this is Christmas morning. The next day he got delivered to our house by my instructor, and at first I did not know he was ours until they told me. And then this is probably a couple weeks later. We took him around like the barn where we were boarding at the time, and it was snowy, and he got very excited, and the dog, as you can see in this video, are kind of going crazy too, and he wanted to roll a lot in the snow because I don't know if he'd ever seen snow before. But this day he also spooked and then freaked out and ran away. Okay, 2022, we did a lot of groundwork in the beginning and a lot of just like stuff on the ground because we did not really know how to saddle, which was kind of a problem. And then here's us doing join up. This is one of the obstacle courses that we set up. We would just go over random stuff, which I actually think helped later on because we got to know him way better. I sped up the video here because it was kind of long. This was our first time trying apple bobbing with him. I think he liked it. More obstacle course stuff, but this one is at Liberty. Here's the first riding video. This was Gusty's first time riding with another horse. It's me and my instructor on her horse. She's the one bareback in the red. And then this is my friend. She just hopped on our instructor's horse. She, from the Two Geldings channel. But anyway, this was also one of her first riding lessons. And then here you can see Gusty trotting, which, yeah, he was very anxious, at the trot mostly. So when he would trot, he would put his tail up really high and his head up and would not be, like, happy, or he wouldn't trot a circle, he would trot weird shapes. We did a lot of trot and then do little circles, like here you can see I'm not getting very far without him without having a circle basically. Here's another video of me riding with my trainer and he's trotting with another horse. I don't know if you can really tell, but I think he had been ridden for a while before this because my lesson. Also, my riding at the time wasn't the best either, so that was, interesting. Here you can really see how he was anxious at the trot, and then cantering. He was way better at cantering, like he would automatically just want to canter or walk. He did not want to trot at all. But you can kind of see him spiraling in, like he wouldn't want to stay on the rail. And his head is really high and he's bracing with his whole body and his tail. We also, in the beginning, we did a lot of bareback because we didn't have a saddle. More on the ground stuff. At this point, we were only riding him in lessons really, unless we were riding bareback a little bit for like a second. Here you can see me riding bareback. This is not in a lesson, but this is when he got his bridle. I think this is still his bridle. And then this is the first time we tried free jumping him, and he was really good at that. And then this was my first English lesson on him, because we had gotten an English saddle, but this isn't it. Here you can kind of see he's relaxing more and stretching his head down, and he's actually on the rail, but he's still bracing and his tail is really high. Ignore my equitation, it's not the best. There you can see he's stretching his neck down, which is good. And then we also tried jumping him on that this time. Just a really low cross rail, and he was just really
walking
good.
Him on the ground
in the snow,
just trotting over.
When he ran away,
actually jump it.
He had been spooking a lot, and it's after we had turned around and started going back. He had, like, I wasn't really experienced with horses freaking out, so I think he just like pulled away and then ran back to his house, but he was safe. This is the first trail ride we went on. It was for my birthday, and we basically went and then came back. It was in a loop. So fast forward back to the trail ride, he, after we turned around, he was all excited and wanted to be in the front of the group. And then he kind of like tripped on a rock, you know, like not that bad, just kind of stumbled. Then he got spooked and started cantering or trotting. And on the side was a ditch, and he jumped into the ditch. And then there was a very steep hill,
and I was fine. I didn't
and
fall
ran
off,
up the hill,
which was kind of
and
surprising.
then I stopped him for a second, and I was kind of stunned.
But then,
my instructor was gonna hop off
him,
but then
on the way back,
took off
and I
again
got off for a little bit,
and he turned back
so she would make sure he wouldn't do that again.
The group
but
of
then
horses.
I think I got back watching
in these photos. You can see us walking
how
back.
this is gonna go.
But he
didn't do
anything
log
like that after,
and then stopped.
We
when
had
he
to
got
work
back to
on
the horses.
barn sourness, because both those times he had freaked out when we were going back towards the barn. So we had to work on that. This is another video of me running English. Right here, when I ask him to trot, his head pops up and he's all tense, but then he starts stretching, which is good because he's starting to relax. He probably, before we got him, we don't know any of his history, but he probably had tight reins all the time, and he didn't know how to keep his head, like how to relax. He also, when we first got him, was like not happy when we went, if we were to touch his sides. We think it's because he either got spurred a ton, like really hard, or he had ulcers. But now he's way better at touching. He's still not, he doesn't love touching, but he's not like scared or anything. This is the first time I cantered English, but it was one of the earlier times I cantered English. I don't know, he looks okay in this one. And then this was during the summer. We rode a lot in shorts. But this was not in a lesson, we actually had a saddle and knew how to tack up by ourselves. Which was handy because we could work on stuff without having to have a lesson. Here's another English. Here, this is kind of what we would do a lot, is trot, and then when he got really anxious, we would circle, or I would. So you can see I'm kind of circling here, and his trot is very inconsistent, so he would like walk and then trot and then walk. In these clips, he's getting way better at staying at the rail and being less anxious. He's still very anxious, and his tail's still swishy and very bracy. He's better at the canter, but still not really happy and not anxious at the canter. He's still pretty anxious at the canter, but better than the trot. Okay, then this is when we moved to our current barn. We only had a pretty small round pen at the time, but right at this time, he really seemed to start like getting more comfortable and stuff. And he was way less anxious, and he still was pretty anxious, but I think this is kind of where he realized he wasn't in like danger. And then 2023, this is Christmas Day. I was trying out my new Lemire. He's very dirty and I'm riding in jeans, but it's okay. And then in October, he got Pickles as a friend, pasture mate. Like, my friend got Pickles. So we started riding a lot together, and I think Pickles helped him a lot. Here, we actually have an arena. And then here's where it snowed again. And in the summer, we took my trainer, and she took her horse, Gusty, and my friend took Pickles. We took them to this giant arena to see like how the horses reacted, basically, and Gusty did very good. I think he was just kind of like, whoa, it's so big compared to our arena. But he did have some friend separation, like he wouldn't want to leave the other two horses. And then our arena got sand, and then this is me and my friend in Pickles trying some riding dares. And then we tried English. This is when we were getting way better at jumping, and I think this is Pickles owner riding Gusty. But you can definitely see the how he's not anxious anymore. And then we discovered this trail behind the like on the property where the horses were, and we love going up it. We still go up it, and we can actually kind of get a gallop in there. The arena was getting some more sand put in, and there was these two piles of sand, and Gusty really like climbing on them. I don't know what it was, but he would just like walk in them and then stand there. This was exciting. This was my first ever competition with Gusty, or just ever. It was trail trials, so you have a ton of stuff that might be in like on the ranch or on a trail, and you go through them, and it's judged on how well your horse and you are a partner and how well your horse goes through the obstacles. I ended up winning in like the kids. That was really fun. Then this is a jumping lesson that me and Pickles owner had together. We were doing this like bending bounce thing, and it was hard kind of for the horses. Then this is just a random day where me, Pickles owner, and my other friend with the two geldings, we were all riding together. This is when she kind of started riding Diego, not in the lesson, so we got to all ride together. This was a trail ride me and Pickles owner went on. It was back at our old barn. This is the area we took him when he ran away that one time in the snow. This time he did not run away. And then here's a lesson with all 3 of us and our instructor. She's the one right here on the gray with no helmet. We were trying some drill team, and it looks pretty good here. I'm on the other gray, and then Diego is right here. He's the buckskin, and Pickles is the little pony in the back. She's not that one. At this point, Gusty was way more like comfortable, and I was way comfortable with riding him. So we took them for another trail ride. This is Pickles and her owner and me, and there's a lake there where we can go in the water with the horses safely. This is the first time I've ever been in water with Gusty, and he was very good. He went up almost to like where he was swimming, basically. Another video of us jumping. There's 2. And then this is my second ever competition. It's another trail obstacle course kind of thing. Here's a bridge. He was very good. I have never taken him over stuff like this before, so I was very pleased with him. I also think I won this one, and this is where I got my first belt buckle. This video is up on the channel as a full video if you want to watch the actual like whole course. I cut it so the wouldn't be an hour-long video. Then this is Halloween. We dressed up as bumblebees, and we had this like riding dare kind of thing with the barn and some of the other lesson students. There was like some barrel racing and jumping. And then this was another trail ride we went on, and it was more like it was kind of icy, but he was really good. And then we did a Christmas parade. First time in a parade. He was also really good. He was basically really good this whole time. And then this is 2024, and I was trying vaulting with him. This is not the first time I did vaulting, but then here, it's another competition at the same place as the second competition. This one, I can't remember what place I got. I think I got like 4th. Yeah, I got 4th. And then Pickles was also in this one, and she got 5th. I think. I don't remember. And set up a cross-country jump and jumped it bareback. And then this year we went camping, me and Diego and his rider. This video, we have a camping video up on the 2 buildings, but it was just one night, and here is like he's a completely different horse. He doesn't look at all like the other horse a couple minutes ago in the video. He's not at all anxious anymore. And then this, I was practicing for another show I had in a couple days. Here is a good view of how he can stay on the rail. I was avoiding half the arena because it's muddy in that corner, but here he's way more flowy, and he's not swishy, his tail, and his head's not high, which was really happy, and my equitation was way better. This is a random day after a storm, so we were helping clean it up and we were dragging branches, which he was amazing at. And then this was the show I was practicing for. It was my first ever English show. It was like English and Western equitation and pleasure, kind of flat, and then there was a little bit of jumping. And then the second day was Gymkhana, but we didn't do that. This is a really fun show. I got second in pretty much every class, which was actually surprising. And then here I'm practicing for the like hunter sort of thing. It wasn't like a full hunter course, but it was close. And then this is the Western classes. This was towards the end of the day, and I think he was kind of getting tired of going around in circles. So he didn't bolt, but he was going a little bit faster than the other horses and kind of cutting people off, which I was it was just kind of funny. But sorry to everybody who he cut off. And then I think it was the next weekend, or around a similar time to that, we did our first time cross country. It was very rainy, and we had done some little cross rails set up in the yard, but those weren't like actual logs or anything. But this was exciting. He was actually really good going through the water. But there was this clip, I don't know, we hadn't taken him, so we didn't really know his comfort level with jumping solid jumps. So I thought he was going to jump it, and he thought he was going to jump it, but then he didn't, and then he slid down. He was fine, but then he got scared, so we had to work back up. But by the end of the lesson, he jumped this log, which I was very happy with, and then went through the water. And then, this is pretty recently actually, we went to another competition where it was, day one was equitation, pleasure, kind of stuff, flat stuff, and then day two was Gymkhana. I just went for the second day because I didn't want to tire him out too much, but Diego and his rider went for the first day, so we went both days basically. But this was like my second time doing Gymkhana, and he was really good. He loves going fast. The first time in the pole bending, he knocked a pole, so we got disqualified. So this time I was really focusing on cleanness, and we did pretty good. And then here we kind of started. This was probably in a while after we had started doing like Liberty stuff. He's kind of limping here. I don't know why. But I was bridleless bareback with a flag. And then this was another trail ride I did with Diego and his rider, and got some nice photos from that. And then here I'm in a neck rope and I'm English, and we like to gallop up this hill. So that, I don't know, random video. And then since it's also the summer, he was being really funny and liking the hose and trying to eat it. He was not tied here, so he could have walked away, but he didn't, so I guess he liked it. But he looks like a funny little llama thing when he gets water right there. And then this is me carrying a flag on him.
again, but I had a bridle and saddle. He's fine with flags. He's very desensitized to everything. And then a second time we went to that same place way back, and we went swimming again. This time it was just me and Gusty, but yeah, I don't know. And then we went on another camping trip with me and Pickle's owner, and we went on a pretty long trail ride that was rocky, and that was fun. But then another time we went to the lake place with Diego, and this time we went way deeper in the water, and he was swimming basically. And then this was me jumping bareback bridleless and trying to throw an axe while jumping, a fake axe. And then this day we were jumping the jumps I made, and he was jumping so amazingly. I was really loving how he was jumping this day. He was being very huntery. I think, yeah, I don't know. But then here we were trying vaulting at faster, and I was a little bit, not great, but I was trying headstand. He does not care if we're what we're doing. He's just careful. Like, he's right there. He kind of slowed because he didn't want me to fall off, I think. You can definitely tell he's a completely different horse from when we first got him. Like, he's way more comfortable and going nicely, and he also built up a ton of muscle since then. And then here we're jumping through a pool noodle, because why not? And then this was our first ever hunter pace, so basically just cross country. This is the warm-up. We went back to that original pace where we had our lesson, but this was an actual competition, and I ended up winning this one also. There was a jump that was just like the triangle jump that he fell down when we did our lesson, and he refused it twice, but refusals didn't get me disqualified. It actually helped me win. And then another bareback with a neck rope axe throwing, trying to get better at that because I want to eventually try and shoot a bow and arrow off of him while jumping. And then trying on our Christmas outfit for the parade, Christmas mounted games, and random riding. Also, our arena fence isn't there because we are probably going to move barns again. Like, the whole barn is going to move, so we're got the panels moved. And then this was the other weekend we went to the parade again, that we went to last year, and yeah, and then that was jumping the other weekend. He was way better at jumping it. When I first jumped him that height, he was unsure about it, but now he's really good. And then I've been teaching him some tricks, so he knows how to pick up his feet with just tapping. And then this was me teaching him to bow. I'm still working on it, but he's getting closer. And that's been our 3 years. If you have any questions, comment, I guess, or yeah, and I'll do my best to answer. But overall, basically, he started off very anxious, and then a lot of work and riding, he turned very good, and now he's way happier, and he really likes doing bitless stuff, probably because he had nasty bits when he was, like, I don't know, before we had him. There's some competitions and other things that I didn't add because this video would be so long, but I can maybe post them as a separate one. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.